Hi guys, so this is only going to be one more makeup video after this one for this year because I am trying to reach a deadline with other work. More on that later. There will be a third video where I'm keeping you in suspense. So this is completely Younique makeup. I'm doing a look I've done before, but I've improved on it, and just giving you a complete different variety of products. So yeah, so I'm just going to go straight in with the illuminating primer. Like so. And then we're going to go, so my shade in between tans varies, but the one that matches my skin tone the most is organza. There's loads of different ones. This is the Serum Plus foundation. I absolutely love this foundation, and this is the, sorry, I should have washed it, no I forgot. So yeah, this is the kabuki brush. All the brushes I'm using are all Younique as well. So this is the Serum Plus foundation. You can pump it like this, and you've got the dropper. 1, 2, 3. 3 drops, right? Watch this. You watching? This has just done half my face. 3 drops. This is anti-aging serum mixed with foundation. And with the serum, it literally, honestly, it is brilliant. You should see some of the results. Please see Julie Smith, aka my psychic, if you're interested in any of these products. And I am going to be using a product, or 2 products actually, that not only are they in the sale, I've not used in a long time. Because I've been using glue lashes, I'm actually going to be using magnetics, and they're on offer. You buy 4, you get a free beauty oil. And there's 2 different types, but we'll go through that in a minute. So keep this brush to hand or get a sponge. Either way, these sponges like these, when you use sponges, what the hell was that? What I love to use is the rose water, and I'll show you that in a second as well. So I'm going to get the concealer. Again, all of these are Younique. I'm going to have to put my oxygen back on in a second. Okay, oxygen back on, because otherwise we'll have a problem. Okay, so now we get the sponge, you get your rose water. Now this rose water is for absolutely everything, and what you want to do is a couple of spritz. This is antiseptic, it's brilliant. And then I get a crease liner brush that has all the concealer on, and I just dab it on the sponge a little bit to get some on here. I spread it around with this brush. All the brushes are on offer at the moment as well. Oh, apparently the Simpsons are on. Sorry about the TV, guys. I left the channel on God knows whatever I was watching last night. I just turned it on and came in here for background noise. So trust the process for this. This is what I work, this is how I use, and I don't need to use the tap method, and I don't need to use on eyeshadow, I don't need to use the tap method where you put a product on and tap it off, and that's purely because this is a brilliant adhesive type formula that works really well to stick your concealer on. So I'm just tapping it around where I want it to kind of mainly be, and then I get my sponge and I blend it in. And then we get the strap. And then just blend in the outside first. And then just going on top and just locking, because it acts as a setting powder, setting spray, sorry. And it also acts as an antiseptic, it acts as a primer, you can use it for so many good things, and you just kind of want to even it out as much as possible. I put a bit too much on this side, which is why it's come down a bit too fat, but it doesn't matter because the bronzer is going to cover that. So bronzer, I am using the sculpting brush of Younique's, and I'm using the shade Light in the pressed powder. And I am doing from the corner of the bottom part of my upper ear towards the corner of my lip, leaving a gappy 2 finger. And I'm going gently either side of my nose, just a tiny bit. And I'm doing a full sweep, a bit more there. And then I'm going to blend it in with the Beauty Blender. And I'm also going to put this sculpts your face, and it also helps when you're a little bit chubby like me. And I forgot with the Beauty Blender, which has now gone by there, to do here. Don't worry if you get it on your lip, I've got a tool for that too. Not a tool, a product, sorry. So get the Beauty Blender, and I'm going on the opposite side that I used the concealer on, and I'm just going to press that in so it all locks in and it blends together nicely. And that is all the sculpting that we're going to do. And then I'm just going to take the rose water and I'm just going to lock that in there, because I'm going to stop doing, I'm not going to do my cheeks and my highlighter or anything else until after I've done my eye makeup. So the eye makeup I've chosen is the black, blue and white, and I am using the liquid eyeshadow, which has an applicator brush on it like this. I am using a custom made black. I'm using, but it's a custom made quad eyeshadow that you can choose on loads of different ones. And then I'm using the white. So like I said, loads of different products just to kind of give you a big broad sort of summary from the Moodstruck Beloved Volume 2 palette, which is pretty beautiful. It's got like the rose petals on it, and same on the front. So we are going to go straight in with the black, and for this specific look, what you want to do is get a mirror, get the liner shader brush, line aside, get the black, and you are going to put it so it lines up with dead center in the middle of where your eye is. So and then you are going to go look into a mirror straight, put the mirror down, look eyes down only, and you are going to go just above your crease line, just where the colour starts of your eye, and meet it up at the bottom. So again, straight into a mirror, put the mirror down, look down just above your crease, where the colour of your eye starts, and down into the line. Obviously not 100% perfect, but it will be. You're going to take the shader side of the brush and you're going to fill that corner in. Don't worry if you go out of the line too much, because you're going to blend. And then you're going to clean up later with a little bit of concealer, sorry. So this is just the initial. And you only want to kind of do like that. So again, show you a bit closer here. Like that. So we're done with this brush. You're going to get the blending brush and you are going to circular motion this out so it blends, and then you're going to window wipe it over. So you're not putting any colour on this brush, you are just blending the outer corners, tidying it up a little, making it nice and smoky, and bringing the colour across just enough, like so. And again, circular motions, blending it all in to where you want it, and then window wipe across the top, just enough to bring a smoky grey almost shade. Again, remember you can clean it up afterwards with no issues. So once you've done that and you're happy with the colour build-up, you can move on. If you're unhappy with the colour build-up after you've blended it, just gently add a bit more colour to the outer corner. There we go. And then when you are happy, you're going to move on to the white. So for the white, I decided the sponge, and I don't even know what this one's called actually, sorry. the angled shadow brush and the sponge, and I'm taking the angled side first and I'm picking up the white and I'm going to go right in the corner and I'm going to build that up, get a lot of that product on there. So this is where you kind of clean up where you want that black, well, grey to be with the white first. And you do need to build it up. I'm not putting lots on the brush, so I'm trying to do it slowly just to show you where you're kind of going with this. If I put a load on the brush, I don't want it to fall out. So I'm putting little bits on and building it up slowly. Remember, you can build it up. It's a lot harder to take it away. You just want to meet the black and the greyish smoke that you've done. Meet the black, leaving just a little bit of a room for the blue in between. So you can see that is built up lovely. So again, I'm going right in the outer corner, tidying up where I want this to meet, to be white, leaving just a tiny bit of a line where I need it, going outwards towards the outer corner just to meet it almost, and building it up to the colour that you, consistency that you want. I'd rather build it up slowly and have it look right than put too much on and have to try and take it off, because that is just a nightmare. So then we are going to get the blue, but instead of using the applicator, we are going to use sponge, and we're going to get a little bit of our blue on there on the end of the sponge, so you can see nice bit of blue on the sponge, and we are going to tappa 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 all the way up, leaving just a tiny bit of room for that darker black shade. And do the same again. So this is much darker than the original one that I did, but is what I wanted to do this time. I wanted to do the darker blue just to give you an idea. And then what I'm going to do is use one of the colours I've already shown you, the palettes I've already shown you, and I'm just going to put a bit of a highlight on top. Now we're just going to so. So done with the blue. So it is very dark, but don't worry, we're lightening it up with, oh, not that one, this one. Lighten it up with this one. Usually you'd use this to do the dark shades. I'm doing this a little bit different. So I'm using this from the custom built. This is basically like a highlighter. And while it's still wet, no, put it on my finger. Okay, so that didn't go to plan. So the blue is too dark. So I'm going to grab my blue and I'm going to go for a lighter blue. It's always best to try. And just add a little bit on top. This I got for a penny. Yeah, that's better. Like so. Okay, so that I got for a penny off Temu. The problem I had, so I'm going to show you why that didn't work. The blue is actually quite a dark blue, but where I've not used this product for probably past this expiration date, it's almost black, which is why that didn't work. Otherwise, that would have been really nice royal blue and it would have gone lovely. So in other words, don't let your products expire and then try and use them. Just get new. Listen to those expiry dates. They're there for a reason. So I'm going to just move some of this stuff out the way now. And I am going to get this and this and these. So I'm giving you a couple of different lip options, but we'll get to that in a second. First, we're going to put the magnetic liner on, and this one hasn't expired. It hasn't been opened, which is why it hasn't expired yet. And we have got a gorgeous black liquid magnetic liner. We are going to go, may as well go right out and draw that line across. There we go. And these are actually not Younique, but Younique has them. I'm just going to, while the glue dries, not dries, but get tacky, and I'm using the Twisted Mascara because you've got a little brush, which is perfect at getting your lashes at the root and lifting them up. And getting these little ones. And I've put blue on my cheek and I don't know how. you don't need much coating, which is why the twisted is perfect. And then I'm going to show you the lashes. So we've got inspiring and encouraging. They're encouraging and they're inspiring. I'm using the inspiring because they've got more of the little magnetic beads, and I'll explain that slightly in a second. So you're just going to take your lash that you started with. There's magnetics in the case, which is why it stays so good. Inspiring and more subtle. And I have two of them, which is another reason why I'm using them. And you just want to get your tweezer. Oh, nearly. Thank you. Okay, so snaps in straight away when it's lined up. So you haven't got to touch and poke and prod too much. And then get the other one. It sticks to the tweezers, so that's why it's a little bit more fiddly, but still oh, see what I mean? Sticks to the tweezers, so it's a little bit annoying. But once the lash magnetic liner is dry and sticky, not sticky because it's not sticky to touch, it's just magnetic, it does just latch on. Like that. And then we're going to get the concealer sponge and we're just going to clean up like that. Like that. And like that. There we go. So that's why I didn't do my cheeks and my highlighter yet, because I needed to do it under my eye and it would have gone over. So for my cheeks I am using Playful Pink, which is like a nude, bold nude eyeshadow, all-in-one colour stick. I have got, where does that blue come from? Is it on there? Hang on. And then using the other side, it's got a sponge, and I'm just going to blend it in. Like so. And then just blend it together nicely with my finger because it's just perfect. So creamy. And then I am picking up, wrong one, I am picking up, which one's this called? Frosted something. And it's the highlighter, so you can like that. And then I am going for my brows because I haven't done those yet, and we are using the new liquid. So it goes on nice and easy, really easy applicator on that. So I was going to show you, now I'm happy that this stuck, I'm going to use a different tweezer. What you can do with these is, so there was a video made of someone on a boat with these lashes on, and what they do, you put them on top, and then you pick up the little, I don't know if you can see that, the little magnet with the lash, and you can get your mirror and you can lock them in place like this. Either side, a couple in the middle, you've got loads to choose from. You get 10 or 11, I believe, 10 or 11 across there, so you've got loads to play with. And then I was gonna just show you a couple of different lip options that you can use. First, if you remember, I told you I have a product that I use to tidy up any makeup that might be on my lips, and that is the lip scrub. And you can tell I love this product because it's almost empty. And you just wanna, this gets rid of all the dead skin, any makeup, any debris. It's like a sugar soap, and it tastes absolutely amazing. Not that I suggest you eat it. And then you just get a tissue, which is by here somewhere. There it is. And you just wipe it off. I can't help but lick it, it's lush. So I'm just drying my lips now. I'm going to leave them to dry a sec, and I'm going to take my setting powder and just lock in that concealer, and then tap it off and wipe off the excess. Okay, so a couple of lip options. I know one of the newest styles, I don't have many lip liners, so I couldn't do it the way that you would normally do it. However, I'm going to do it with two lipsticks in Matte Lippy. One is slightly darker than the other. So I'm just going to put the darker, yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to get my lip brush, my little lip brush. This retracts so it keeps it nice and clean. And I'm just going to do nice dark line. Like this, so you can see. There we go. And then I'm just going to slightly dab the lighter shade. Like that. And then I'm going to use this, which is the lip mask, overnight lip mask, but you can use it in a day as a gloss. And I'm just going to pop it in the middle. Like that. Or you could choose to use a lip gloss. The other option you could do is just go bright and bold. This is the Christmas Wild Berry liquid lipstick. It's like a red, dark red, slightly pink, beautiful shade there. This lasts for 10 hours, and you can put a little bit of lip gloss on top of that too. And that is it. So I'm just going to set everything. And I am done. Only one more video left for the year.